Okay, there. How about that? Now we're rocking. I get worried about people hacking me. I don't know how many calls. There. How about that? Crap. Now this thing. Now, Jesus. One thing after another here today. Okay, now we're good. So, I thought Terry was going to shoot. We're all talking about pistols here. I thought Terry was going to shoot himself today because YouTube changed the entire format of everything. And between me and Terry, it wasn't for the best. So Terry, I started getting phone calls, and I'm talking to Terry. We're coming up the driveway, and I'm not taking them, and they're going to voice message. And when I got done with Terry, we finally figured all that out. I start taking the calls, and they said, "Hey, somebody's hacked your YouTube account. They're going live on there," and it was Terry.
He said, "Turn down the desktop audio."
Okay, he's late. I didn't need to do that. I've already done that. I did that a minute ago.
Okay.
There's nothing up there. Oh, up there.
Try it again.
Are we okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. I already did that. That's right. That's right. Okay, we're set here. I hope.
So tell the Terry story.
So, Terry is live, and he doesn't even know it. It's public. People are watching him on YouTube. By the time we figured it out, he had 9 comments and 4 thumbs up from him sitting there. It's lucky he was dressed, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm public." Yeah, you're public. Everybody's watching you right now. So we got it figured out, and we're good to go here. Yep, Herding Electric Chickens. Thank you for that. And who was that? Our pretty nurse was talking about guns.
Robin. That's mine, Robin.
You need a wheel gun, girl. You need a hammerless wheel gun, and that's all you need. 5 shots with a 38. This is absolutely stupid proof. You can't mess that up if you try.
Robin, this is mine. And so there's nothing to cock, there's nothing to pull back, and this right underneath here has even got a laser. It's got did have a laser. There it is. You can't see it right here, but it's got a laser, a little red dot. So if I can put this red dot somewhere on you, I'm going to shoot you. This was my birthday present a few years ago, and I carried it everywhere I went.
Hey.
I actually went to a gun store, and I bought a really nice leather purse, and the name brand of it was Pistol Packing Mamas, and it had a little holder Velcro that went into the flap on it, and I carried this thing everywhere I went for years, and I felt so safe. Now we're up here in Maryland, and sort of a different story, but this is exactly what a woman needs. Something that you can't screw up. Now, this is Dawn's favorite, so it's Dawn's favorite.
This is my little. I can handle that little heater anywhere, and if the shit gets bad, I just pop that thing open out of my pocket, and then there's a 22 Hornet, and you got to cock it and do it. But I mean, I'm going to smack you from a little bit out there. It's a close-in gun. I like carrying it. I feel good about having it. But that is just stupid proof. It doesn't have anything to get hung up on coming out of your pocket or your purse. There's no hammer that you have to cock. All you have to do is to remember to pull the flipping trigger. All I've got to do is pull the trigger. I don't have to take a safety off. I don't have to do anything crazy. I just pull the trigger. And I always felt good. We carried a lot of wheel guns in SEAL, and we would swim them because it didn't. The sand and stuff didn't interfere with the mechanics of this, like a automatic weapon or slide or something like that. So we would swim these wheel guns through the surf. 38. It's all you need. And I always told Diane, I said, if something happens in this house and I'm not here, somebody's in there, dump one in the floor. Boom, just shoot it right through the floor. Don't shoot it through the ceiling. Shoot it into the floor. And if anybody is stupid enough to keep coming after a gun like that goes off in the house, so yeah, that's a sweet, stupid-proof self-defense gun.
It is, and that the pistol packing mama purse that I had, it's designed so that where that is, you don't have to take the gun out of your purse. You don't have to take it out. You absolutely just put your hand in the purse with it in there and pull the trigger right through the purse. I think that's where a lot of women, being nervous, would make a big mistake, is trying to fumble to get a gun out, so it's a whole lot easier to have one that is made to shoot right through the purse. Pistol packing mamas.
They taught the pilots in SEER school. Take your gun out and pet it. Don't do anything with it but pet it. So put it back in there and leave it go.
Bassett said he just got Bethany one this weekend.
Yeah, got to get the handle stuff. So there you go. And what else is going on? We got a lot of rain today. We have two things here. We have a lot of rain and we got a lot of doves. Doves everywhere. And Greg on here. This is what's Greg's new name on here? Hammer Greg or something? Hammer. What the hell is his stuff on here? This is where you know how weird people are.
Our Greg?
Yeah, he's on here. He told me he's got a new name. I just saw it up here. Big Hammer. Big Hammer. Greg is now Big Hammer, and it's just like those Blackwater call signs. Greg is like the guy that calls himself Achilles or Samurai, all that weird shit. Instead of Greg, when he was normal when he was Greg. Now he's Big Hammer. And Big Hammer got down on me for cutting a few lanes through my sunflowers a little bit early. I got doves out there yip down there. You ever seen anything like that?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. Lord Jesus. All the Dorchester County, all the doves are right here. So I guess we're going to figure out tomorrow what these cops want to do with these kids. I hope I'm not going to get the thumbs down because I could have had a whole weekend to plan for something else. So hopefully that'll work. But I'll find out tomorrow if they want to come and bring those kids. So we'll see.
So my daughter's family came down. We took some family pictures. That was fun. My little granddaughter is cutting teeth so bad. She's such a good little girl, but she was hell on wheels this weekend. She just didn't feel good. And so the day before the picture taken, we all go and sit out by the yard, and she's got these huge mosquito bites on her. She's a little redheaded girl, so she's very fair skinned. And I don't know if it's your makeup and your blood or what, but mosquitoes just like certain people, and they really like a little red-haired, fair-skinned girl. They tore her up.
Well, she's never been bit by it.
You
Remember the guys from Iceland?
Yeah. Well, they don't have mosquitoes in Iceland, I don't think.
We had three. We've had a few of those. We had 3 guys from Iceland go to our training course.
They looked like they had been shot by paintballs, didn't they?
I was shocked. I'm not kidding. I was shocked. They let them on the airplane to go.
They looked like they had leprosy or some shit.
It looked unbelievable.
And our from England too.
Yeah.
Mikey.
And get sick from them too. Mikey used to get sick.
Every time Mikey comes, Mikey's a cop over there in England, and every single time he would come to our course, he would leave with his eyes swelled shut, his lips turned inside out. He got tore up by everything. Poison ivy out in the woods, just everything tore his ass all to pieces.
I don't know how well we do with chickens down here. It seems like chickens would be a walking encyclopedia. But whatever we said, we'd get a lecture about.
What?
He's on the, how the mosquitoes are attracted to human hormones and carbon dioxide exhalation. You ever seen some of the stuff he gets on here? He's a walking set of encyclopedias.
You'd think we were a bunch of dumbasses if we ever came down here.
My-
He probably thinks it anyway, just from listening to us.
It's above average intelligence there, I'm sure, and he'd be analyzing this. My father and mother had two friends. They were a couple, and they were both psychiatrists. And when they would sit there, and you would sit down, and you would talk, and they'd go,
I don't know that they did that, or you just felt like they were doing that.
listen to everything you said. They were analyzing you.
Oh, bullshit. You just thought they were.
No, I mean, that's what you would do, psychiatrist. Be like a cop coming into your house, and however you're acting funny or, I don't know, hiding shit, whatever kind of professional, they would pick up on that. And psychiatrists would get me and they'd go, "Ooh, that boy needs some help."
Goldsmites, everybody loved your video.
Yeah, that was a good video, man. Favorite shotgun for geese? I really don't have one. We got a lot of guns down here. I can shoot. I like a pump. I like the automatics. I really don't. 870s. I get the Versamaxes that Eric Beebe sent on here. The Woot guy. Whenever you see a comment, Woot, that's Eric. He sent those Versamaxes down here. We've got the A5. I buy at the Ducks Unlimited dinner every year. I buy one of their guns. And the Grand National, I buy one of their guns. We bought the gun of the year every year, the A5. And so, good stuff. Oh my God! Here we go. The estrogen.
I don't have any
blood.
estrogens left.
No,
My
she
estrogens
doesn't.
are gone.
It's all gone. All gone.
No estrogen over here. Ain't much I've got left. I'm telling you. We've got I kept my little grandson. My daughter went home. And I don't know why I didn't pay that much attention to it before. I guess mainly because we went together somewhere. But it has rained every day since he's been here. We can't get in the pool. So I took him to some indoor play center and stuff. And I mean, I just needed to run some errands, just get out and run here and run there. And I forgot what it was like. I'm so used to being by myself. Having to get him out of that car seat, put his mask on, take him inside and hold his hand the whole way because I'm scared somebody will steal him. Put him back in that car seat, which I can't get it hooked up, and wash his little hands off with sanitizer like 6 times in a row. I was wore him out. Today we had to go back in town and I made Don go with me to help. That's a lot of shit. I don't know how we ever did it. I don't know how I raised 2 kids, but thank God I didn't have to do it with mask and all of that stuff going on. So that was an experience yesterday.
There you go. Now, I've been corrected about full chokes, shooting full chokes with the steel shot. It knocks them down, trust me. It doesn't matter that much. However, I guess it's not very good for the gun. But neither is shooting steel loads out of an 870 that's designed for lead loads either. It's give and take, man. I don't know.
We saw we saw our first buck today with horns. Or yesterday, today. No, it was yesterday in the field.
I've been watching him for a couple of weeks.
Oh, you have? It's the first time I saw him today, but we've got little fawns all over the place with spots, little Bambi fawns and just everything. Everything little. We've got a beautiful little fox that's living out here. I know Don hates those fox, but he was so red and he had this big brown fluffy tail. I mean, that thing looked like it was that big around, just jumping like that through those fields. He was so cute. Me and Remington sat there and watched him.
Damn, this Iron Balls is on me about some shit. I just shoot it, man.
What is it?
Big Hammer will tell you. I don't miss ducks and geese.
God. Remington, go back in there. Remember
He's only been here for a week.
Remember what
Come
I
here,
told
tough
you?
guy. Come in here, tough guy. I just shoot steel shot. Come here. Put those cars up there. Hey, Sean. God almighty. And did Donko's, something from Donko show up? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Hey, sit still. I got junk under there you're stepping on.
I might have not have deposited it yet. I'm going to tell you something. I'm really pissed off. I'm getting ready to pull my money out of this bank. I bank at Bank of America. And all we have here, of course, all we have here in Salisbury, in Cambridge, are the little branches. It has been closed for 5 months. We don't have a drive-through window, and we can't deposit anything in through the ATM machine. You can take money out, but you can't make deposits. 5 freaking months that I have not had a bank that I could walk in or make a phone call and talk to somebody, and I think that's bullshit. You know you're not supposed to be in here, Remington.
You're not supposed to be in here. Say hello to everybody.
You're supposed to be in Yaya.
Hello.
You're crushing my junk. Oh, God.
Say hello, everybody, and then you go back in there and play in Yaya's girl room.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Pat took him shopping
All right,
today.
get
They
them
went and
cars out
bought
of
trucks and cars.
Put your knee down. Oh, God. All right. Give Warrior a big hug. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Go on. Get your stuff and go on now.
UTCL Museum, folks. I don't know what the challenge is. I like the 870s. I don't mind a pump shotgun because Big Hammer will tell you that I'm so good. I don't know how anybody misses a goose. It's like a flying bale of hay, but boy, they sure do. They sure miss the hell out of them. But, old 870, I just clock them. A Big Hammer, I've seen him miss a few geese down here. It's just shocking. It's like, what just happened?
I know that they have the thing where you can take a picture and deposit the checks. I tell you right now, I don't like all that shit. It just seems too, I don't know. I just don't like it. But I've had a couple of things that I needed to be able to walk into a bank and talk to somebody. And all the other banks are open. So, I'm just going to pull my money out there. All $2.50 of it.
That's right. That's right. And, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to talk to Ren here. So, here's the game plan here. I'll be talking to you. It's been so hot. It's been so much mosquitoes and everything. And when you train a dog, you have to be ready to go train. You just can't say, I'm going to go out there and train that dog. And the dog has to be ready. There's a lot of things that have to fit into place to do it. It's like a kid in school. The kid has to have a good night's sleep that night. The teacher has to have a good night's sleep that night. Just things that have to come together. And so I've thrown my hands up in the air with this oppressive heat and all that other stuff. So Zena's getting a lesson in hunting come dove opening. And Greg, Big Hammer, is giving me a salute report. Size, activity, location. It's an enemy report of the geese. And I am going to hunt those resident geese as hard as I can. But Zena is going to start her training tomorrow is getting into that box. I've got one for her. I've got one for Warrior. Get in, sit, stay, and watch. And so we're ready for the resident geese and the doves, and we'll see. And see if you guys want to make a trip like that. But it's all relying on Greg. And Greg, I don't know, by the time he wakes up, it's like 2 in the afternoon. He's on a tractor dozing. So yeah, the tractor's driven by GPS anyhow, so Greg can get in there and sleep at the wheel. But we're relying on him for a goose report for the resident geese. And so far, we're not happening too much. There you go. The geese went off. There you go, Big Hammer. Okay, what the heck? as we got for from Jimmy Joe, and it's the book Chesapeake from Missioner.
He is loving the book.
Oh, I love this book. I partially wrote. My dad had this. I remember that from years and years ago. My dad had that, and it is the history of the eastern shore of Maryland. It doesn't even much touch the western shore, except for some Indian that left it and moved to the eastern shore. And it's a fantastic book. So thanks, Jimmy Joe. I appreciate it, and catching up with that. And a lot of that is here with that banner stone that I found, the Indian stone. These old graves out here. We know some shit went on this property in the 17 and 1800s. So how about that? What do you think?
I'm trying to figure out what's that word. What is that word?
You ever had Slagovich?
Is that food? What is that?
He's asking some weird shit, man. I don't know what he's on about.
Still City Couple.
I still
Write
couldn't
your
get
own book. I've been trying to get him to write a book for years.
I still couldn't. I couldn't figure out what SJW meant. Somebody was opening carrying a book or guns around here, and I didn't quite catch exactly what that was.
Scotty, where are you from? 110.
Our submarine.
Golly. It's been hot enough here. It's just not been a good summer. Number one, I took my little grandson to, it's an indoor play thing. It's called Cabin Fever, and they've got all these things. You shoot foam balls and stuff, and I mean, it's very cool for the kids. The kids don't have to wear a mask, but the parents do. And I was sitting there. I bought some new masks so that you'll understand the thickness. It feels like a t-shirt that's been folded over about 3 or 4 times. And I was sitting in there, and I have such claustrophobia anyway. I couldn't, oh God, the dog's humping warrior. I couldn't walk outside and leave him in there by himself. But I can't breathe with him damn. I don't know what got me on that hell. Just hot. It's just been a shitty summer.
It's been a terribly hot summer. And
yes.
We've had 2 really good days here in the 70s. And it's been raining. We got the impoundment out here is just about flooded. So I'm dying to raise. The crops are not fully developed yet to raise the pipes to hold, but I really missed out today. I wish they'd been, because we had a lot of rainfall here today. So I don't know. Your social justice warriors. There's CJ. Yep. And you can do that to Extreme Seal Adventures. We're going to put some, we found a couple of good videos, old videos, we put them up, but we ran successfully for 10 years, extremesealexperience.com, and then we started the video website, videos.extremesealexperience, and then we started the charity site, Extreme Seal Adventures. I get confused too, but the Extreme Seal Adventures has a donate button on there, and you can do it. I'm surprised Greg Suazo is donating. I went off on Suazo about this whole coronavirus thing. I never thought he'd talk to me again, but he sent a big check down here because he needs the write-offs, and he loves me, and he wants to shoot some geese in January, so okay.
So okay.
Okay. Quit talking shit about the coronavirus. None of us know. So
I'm calling that damn HughesNet tomorrow. They're going to come out here, and they're either going to fix this shit or they can get all these damn satellite dishes off the roof of my house, because we literally are down to the wire. We pay every month for HughesNet that don't work worth the shit. And we've got 3 very expensive jetpacks through our phone, which is expensive. I mean, just the jetpacks alone we're paying $350 a month for. And because our regular HughesNet stuff doesn't work hardly at all, Don has so many emails to go through and verifications every day, he's been having to get on the jetpacks just to answer the email. and we are hanging on by a thread. We're going to be lucky if we can get through this broadcast without running out of it. And we're done. You know, we don't have any more internet until what, the 18th or something like that, 2 more days. So
the 18th at midnight California time.
yeah.
So it's okay. We pace ourselves. We're hanging on by a thread here,
But trying to get
that's what we do.
videos out here where we live, trying to get a video loaded up tomorrow without high-speed internet is damn near impossible. So I'm going to call HughesNet. They can, if they can't do any better than that, they can take it off. It's ridiculous that we can't even get on our internet that we're paying for. I mean, not even to answer the freaking emails.
I'm wondering what kind of shit we signed with HughesNet of early termination fees. We've had them. You'd think they would go okay. No, there's dishes and antennas and shit all over the place. And every time we have a major storm, it rattles those things on the roof and just shakes them all over the place.
If you'll just move your head toward me, maybe you can see what's going on back there.
It's a menagerie around here.
Coda is humping Warrior on my couch.
And he's back making a camera.
There's Bridge Chief.
Bridge Chief! There you go. Twidget, maybe you gotta send that stuff to us, man. I get
Get out, everybody.
the only time it's better than that is when he's taking a nap and they start that shit. Or they start that first thing in the morning.
$450 termination fee. Well, I'll tell you right now, they'll have to come down here and pry it out of my hands because it should not be charged if the shit don't work. Shut up!
Oak Island Returns, is that on tonight? That's great. And what is his Big Hammer? Big Hammer, that's fine, dude. You just take off, bro.
Do you know what we
Get
did?
me the goose report because I am going to have Xena in one blind next to me and Warrior in the other, and we're going to lay out and that big spread of decoys and shoot them if Greg, Big Hammer, God, can give us a report. I'm going to get aggressive with those geese.
Last night, my daughter, when she was here, had recorded E.T. For my little grandson, and we sat out here, the three of us, and watched it last night. It had been so long since I'd seen that thing. It was so fun to watch his little eyes, just so big. And then he got so sad. Is he dying? Is he dead? He got happy. It was so good. When the little bicycles took off in the air and pedaling. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. Just hadn't seen that show in a long time. It was fun.
Well, if you haven't seen that show in a while, there's some little girl on there that he kisses. And when you see her,
I know her.
you go, damn, I know her from somewhere. Damn, I know her from what is that? And she turned into a pretty famous actress and played in Under Siege as the dancer that was coming out of the cake. I know that girl from somewhere.
I thought you were talking about the mother.
Oh, the little girl. Who did the
Oh,
same
yeah,
thing.
she was pretty.
What's up, tough guy? You got something to say? You got some bubble gum for Pap here or what? Huh?
Why are those right there?
We were showing everybody our guns. We'll put these over here.
I've never seen E.T. Drew Barrymore. And it's not Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, it is. Drew Barrymore.
It's Electra. Her name is Electra.
Drew Barrymore is in it. She's the little
But
girl.
she's not the girl we're talking about. Drew Barrymore is cute.
Yes.
This one's smoking hot. And as soon as you look at her, you go, oh, I've seen her before, but I don't know where I saw her before. And
Yeah,
That's
we
fine,
did
so-
with AT.
Yeah, E.T. wasn't that a good show?
Yes, we didn't see that one yet.
We were watching A Bronx Tale today. But them Bad Boys. And what else? 300. We're going to watch 300 later. We watch a lot of shit around here we shouldn't watch. But I tame it down a little bit. You ought to be able to be civil around here. Okay.
Lime Arita
Alexa.
with a clementine
Aretha.
stuff. That sounds good.
Aretha,
I bet
that's
that
right.
would be good.
Salone on the History Channel.
Don't you be touching this thing now.
Now, you got to calm down. You're starting to get the...
What?
HBO. Oh, okay. Alan is the guy I talked on here before. John B. Allen. And it often goes John B. Allen, whatever. But it's Jonathan Allen Bartlett. I verified him again last night. I talked to you guys on here about a seal who tells stories on YouTube. I guess he's pretty good at doing. Get your foot off of me, bro. There you go.
Go on, babe.
Go on in there and get that book of matches and that gasoline. Bring them in
No,
here.
the TV's already.
Get that can of spray paint and the hatchet and go to work in Yaya's room.
No, I done. The finish already done.
Shh,
It's over.
shh.
The show's over.
Go down by the mailbox.
No,
Play in the street.
no,
Okay, we'll be down in a minute.
no. The TV's already over.
All right, where's that flash water? Give it to me. Anyhow, the
Tonko said, go get your big knife.
you want the big knife? Why did you come up here and tell these people about the big knife?
The
Get up here.
The big knife.
Do you remember about cutting me with a big knife?
Yes,
Why would you want to do that?
because I want to.
Yeah, because I made you mad?
Yes.
A lot of people thought that was very weird. But that's just what I was telling you when you were bad. I cut you with a big knife. Right?
Come on, Remy. Go.
Anyhow, that guy I was talking to you about him came up with the story that a lot of people were asking questions about some creature in a cave in Afghanistan that attacked a bunch of dudes in there and killed one of the special forces guys. That he tells those stories in there. I think that the whole thing was total bullshit because I looked into it a little bit. But that is him, and that is his name. And he did graduate, buds, and I can't see his name down here, but John B. Allen. And he goes, it confuses people up there. They think its name is John Ballin, but it's not John Ballin, it's John B. Allen. And you can see him up there. He's a very entertaining guy. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's certainly seen some of the worst parts of the wars over there. And if you can get up there and keep people captivated and tell us a good story and get them watching, he's got quite a following up there. But his name is not Ballin, it's Allen. John Bartlett, something like that. Allen. So he is legit. There you go. Big knife again. That's right. I went nuts at Walmart today. I don't know. I just walked into the Hell Hath No Fury ammunition sale at Walmart when everyone else is sold out. They had every gauge of shotgun shell I needed for dove season. 410 7.5 shot, 28 gauge 7.5 and 8 shot, 20 gauge 8 shot, and 12 gauge 7.5 shot. And so I loaded up. I'm hoping that this cop thing is going to work out down here, and the local sheriff's deputies can bring some kids down here that could use a break. Now, the hard part of selling it is not everybody's ever done a dove hunt before, and so I don't like it's like my son-in-law. He knows the Coast Guard seal, and I said I got to talk to that guy. I really want to interview that dude. Really want to interview him. Can you put me in touch with him? Well, he got in touch with him, and he said, my father-in-law wants to interview you. And he said, no, I'm not up for that. I'm not quite good with that. When if he'd have just put me in touch with him, I'd have had the interview like in a few minutes. You know, you just sell that stuff. And so a dove hunt to parents with a trouble, they don't have any idea. And it's a goose hunt or a duck hunt that people don't have any idea what a dove hunt is. It is a social event and it is a blast-a-thon. The guns never cool down. You just shoot, 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 shoot. And to get some cops or some kids down here.
You've used up most of your high-speed internet. That's what that just said.
Did it
Now
say
they're
10%?
emailing us.
Did it say 10 or something?
I don't know what it said.
Oh yeah, well
But talk fast, talk fast.
We're about to bust this. This is the last one right there, and they already said. I think they warned us at like 10%.
So we go to Walmart today, and I thought we were going to make some really good pasta sauce today, which Don did, and I thought we were going to get groceries and get Remington a toy, and I meet them up at the cash register, and he's got a humongous box, and it's filled with bullets. No food was in your cart, no dog treats, just bullets in his cart. So
Well, if they get those kids down here, hopefully they're gonna squash that son of a bitch right there. He needs his ass handed to him. Oh, get it! Oh, nice! Oh, nice one.
we've got fly water sitting all over the damn house.
You gotta love a fly when he's the lights have dulled him down. You know, he's a little dopey instead of in broad daylight sunlight stuff. They get a little dopey when it starts getting late. But
Why would you wear a cotton glove on your left hand in dove season? Is that some kind of sick joke?
that's some kind of sick joke.
What was that?
No, just low brass shot. I've got a couple of 410s. I got a couple of 28 gauges. I got the 20 gauges. I want to bring them kids down here, and I got the dove wire. And it sucks, but most kids aren't marksmen. But if you're hunting with a police officer and he's sitting right next to you, I've got a dove wire that stretches 150 yards. And those doves perch on that thing. They fly in, they land on it, and they look down at the ground to where they make sure there's no fox or a cat down there before they land. They're fragile. And I would never condone it for a police officer. I would never do it myself. Chuck does shit like that. But I would let them little boys blast a dove off of that wire. You know, get something. You know, 410, 28 gauge doves are so hard to hit anyhow. But, that's cool. That's what it's up there for.
Oh, he's saying so it doesn't burn his hand, so the barrel doesn't burn his hand.
Oh, yeah.
I can make some dove and dumplings, but let me tell you right now, it takes a bunch of them little suckers to feed a bunch of hungry cops that you're going to have down here. We got to have a good bunch of doves.
Those doves are surprisingly difficult sometimes to knock down. They're just, I've said it on here before, you can buy a turkey and it's all white meat. The only dark meat on it's its legs because it walks all the time. You get a wild turkey, that thing is solid red meat. It's like a duck because of this. They fly, and a dove is total muscle. Everything about it is just solid red meat because it just flies. And they can take a little bit of punishment. So
I apologize for being so distracted tonight up and down. It has literally rained for 3 days, and everybody's got a little bit of cabin fever and jumping out of their skin. So they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. Same with my little grandson. So sorry, but I can't help it.
yeah, always hold. Sergeant Pop is on that. And Sergeant Pop can take those kind of questions and get them away from me. Yeah, you got to stop there. That hurt. When we had Chuck and all those guys down here, we had one dove shoot, and the doves left Dorchester County. There was so much shooting that went on, so much. And that's what it is. It is just a melee of doves down here. So now I get excited.
Jimmy Joe's thing is a
Jimmy
limit
Joe.
of 10 doves, only one box of shells, 25 shells.
Unless you got kids. So that's Jimmy Joe's book right there. Chesapeake, hopefully it was on here when I said that.
Okay, I just got to ask, did anybody see the shit on the internet that the protesting idiots, Antifa, whatever you want to call them, showed up at Sturgis with all of those bikers. I mean, my God, you're going to pick a place to go and start your shit. I don't think it would be at Sturgis with thousands of bikers. I don't think that would be where I'd go. But
Depends who you are. Depends
Oh, man.
why you're doing that stuff. And I can tell you when Dallas Wiggenfeld came up here and they sentenced him to prison after that, it was after I got up on the stand for what he did to her. And we were in a parking lot right across from the courthouse. And I have never in my life been antagonized like that. Ever. And put up with it.
they wanted him to hit them so
He wanted
bad.
me to punch him in the face as hard as I could. And then he was going to get me for elder abuse and all that other stuff. I have never put up with that. And when I got in there and I told that judge, there's a pizza place that we like to eat a block from the courthouse. And I told that judge, if I'd have been going to that pizza place, instead of being able to duck in here and get away from him, I'd have been sitting where he is sitting now. That's what he wanted me to do, is strangle and choke that son of a bitch and beat him to a bloody pulp, and then I'd go to prison for a couple of years. And that's the only reason that Antifa would show up to Sturgis with the video cameras and being able to identify guys. And good for them if they didn't go after them, because that's what they wanted. And you will never, ever win a fight doing what the other guy wants you to do. And that's what I always told our daughter. I'm getting a little fired up here. Somebody tells you to get in the car, get in that alley, don't you ever do that. The plan is already there. You're just a victim to it. Don't ever do what somebody wants you to do, and you'll hopefully come out of that unscathed. And
That
they
day that we
handcuffed
were,
Dallas and took his happy ass to prison for a few months here.
I mean, that day that we were going into that courthouse, him and Joe Cryer, I mean, they were on our heels, just hollering and a lot of shit at me, just trying to get him to do something. And I tell you right now, I've never seen a guy have so much self-control in my life as that day, because I was about to turn around and knock the shit out of myself.
Yeah, and you couldn't touch him. They had the cameras going. Even if you took the camera, it'd be assaulting, and just weird things like that. That Bob Wall's I've got a video up here about Bob Wall. I don't know if he said that in there. Bob was the guy with Bruce Lee. He played in the movie. He's a stud, man. As old as he is now, not Fist of Fury, but I've interviewed him. Me and him talk. We've all talked. Bob Wall, the infamous Scar guy, and he said, "I'll tell you how you get away with shit like that. You just say they spit on you. You pull them in to, get them in close to you." Where they're all vocal like that, and then you just go to work on them, and you just say, he spit on me.
Enter the dragon.
Enter the dragon, I think that's what it was. He spit on me, and that is assault. When somebody spits on you, you're assaulting them. It was very clever how he put it out, and where to hit them, where not to hit them, leaving marks and all that stuff. That guy he's But yeah, go ahead and pull him in and just tell him, he just spit on me, and so I went to work on him. That's good to me. Don't be beating up no old people, even if it's Dallas. He's only 6 years older than I am or something.
I wonder what happened to him now. You ever hear from him?
Yeah, no, he's gone under. His daddy Warbucks Bernhalf is dead. So he's I don't know. How do I get roped into these things? Anyhow, I'll do a video tomorrow about Dan Blitzen Creek, or whatever that guy's name is. and tell everybody what's happened. I am so sick of verifying that dude. Now he's on this roll about 500 days of SEAL training. I could tell you what, I could have saved you 499 of those days, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. I don't know why people do that. If I'd have not made it through Harvard Law School,
I'd have never told anybody I went.
that's right. I don't know.
So what is your big claim that you went to SEAL training and you didn't become a SEAL? I don't understand why he wants that on his resume. I mean, I don't know how. I know he gambles a little bit, but supposedly he's filthy rich. I mean, he's got a shit ton of money. So not making it through buds, not earning your trident does not help your story. I mean, it doesn't make you a badass. It doesn't make you look good. It just makes you look like you're screwed up.
He blames others for it. He makes a good argument, but I'll undo all that tomorrow. And Steel City couple, man, you got to get with me later and tell me a little bit more about you, dude. And Canine Lover, there's lots left of a dove when you hit it with a 20 gauge. When you're up there, you're only putting a few pellets in it and knocking it down. Original movie, Midway movie thoughts. I loved it. That had
What?
Henry Fonda, Robert Mitchum. I mean, they had an all-star cast. I can name it. It was a fantastic movie, and fantastic the way they got the Japanese to. They broke the code for the Japanese, and just everything in the water, purification, and everything about it. I think it's a fantastic movie. And as I've talked on here before, what a lot of people don't know. When you watch a war movie like Midway had full Navy support behind it. They saw the script, they loved it, and they said, let's do it. We're going to let you on a carrier, we're going to fly the planes, we're going to give you guns, we're going to help you, we're going to get jeeps and all that.
To get it accurate.
The sands of Iwo Jima, the fighting Seabees. If the Navy likes one like Top Gun, yeah. Navy SEALs, yeah, let's do it. And it brings that. Even Jack Nicholson at Guantanamo Bay, what was that one? That might make the military look a little bit bad. Operation Petticoat, just these different movies that the Navy's, romance, comedies, Laurel Hardy, all that. They'll do anything if it makes them. And then some movies they'll go, no. G.I. Jane was one of those. And Demi
Speaking
Moore
of-
ran to Clinton and their buddy Clinton, and Clinton said, I'm not going to go against the Navy if they don't. But that's where you start seeing these mock-up prisoner of war camps and these weird helicopters that they painted. And they can't pull it together. But the military likes the script. They roll out the red carpet. You're on the subs, you're in the planes, you're on the carriers. Midway was one of those.
Greg and us, we went the other day to a little town just really close to here called Trappe, Maryland, Trappe. And Robert Mitchum owned a house in Trappe, and he started a steakhouse right there, and it was called Mitchum's Steakhouse. Right in Trappe is about as long as my driveway. You're in Trappe and then you're out of Trappe, but. It was funny sitting in there eating the other night about Trappe, and I don't know if you guys want to Google it. You always do that shit, but right on the water, Robert Mitchum had his family home with his children. They came down here, and I read on there where he would entertain Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton and all the Hollywood who's who's. And I could just imagine how cool it would be to get away from that rat race and come down here on the eastern shore of Trappe and stay at his place and go to his restaurant and not be hassled by the paparazzi and all that shit. So that's pretty cool.
The SEAL is trapped in a torpedo tube. Well, that doesn't happen.
God, Scotty, see?
That doesn't. Was so. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
You can often watch the credits in a movie where they thank at the beginning or the end. They thank the United States Coast Guard or the Air Force, and everything else for doing that. Full Metal Jacket was one of those, as surprising as that. Platoon, things like that, where they'll give it full support, or they'll give it a lot of support. They'll give them the vehicles, tanks, and shit like that.
That's okay, Scotty C. I can't work my phone either.
Final Countdown was a good one. And Outpost, I don't know what Outpost is. I don't think I've ever seen that one. So, no. And somebody had said something on here. I gotta get that up there. Okay, tonight is the, okay, let me tell you about locking out of a torpedo tube. We don't do that in America. And it's horrifying to think about it, but that is a German tactic on a German submarine. And there have been American SEALs, because we work closely with our counterparts in Germany, but we don't do that at the torpedo tubes here. And trust me, I've done a lot of submarine work. And the deal was, and anytime I've known a number of SEALs that have done it, I have never done it. The way the Germans lock you back into a submarine is through the torpedo tubes. So they will open the torpedo tubes. The first SEAL will go in backwards, fins first. The other SEAL will go in front facing him. And they have their, you got to get your breathing apparatus up. And
that gives me claustrophobia. Just listen to it.
And you will back into that torpedo tube, and I mean tight. And then they will shut that hatch. It's a little bit of the tap signal stuff. And you are in there, buddy. You are locked in that thing. Breathe nothing. The terrifying part of it is to hear anyone talk about it. I mean, it's jet black in there. All you're doing, and trust me, you're doing this. You guys are holding on to each other like, you know.
Oh God, I couldn't do it. Whew.
Is how you're breathing, because when they blow that tube, they blow it so fast that if you have a full breath of air on you, you could pop your lung. And talking to anybody that was in there doing it, they'd go to not have a full, blow it out, and then all of a sudden it's just a whoosh in that total darkness. They open the hatch and pull you out.
Pull you in?
Pull you into the submarine from the
Where does the
torpedo
water
tubes.
go?
Well, they drain it. Well, they push most of it out, but they depressurize that thing, and it's crazy. We don't do that on American submarines. Not that I know of.
Watch SEAL Team tonight and you can freak out. I love SEAL
But
Team.
they're taking that and, using that, because when you hear the other, I've been involved in a bunch of really horrifying shit, but the other horrifying story I heard was and it was done by Aaron. It was his platoon. They were in Fort Chaffee, Arkansas. They were training, and the police approached them and said somebody has drowned at the dam. A fisherman has drowned, and we have all the scuba tanks, we have all the equipment, we just don't have anybody to dive. Do you have anybody? Would you put some divers in the water with our equipment? And Aaron said, he was a platoon chief, he said, sure. Just like any good chief, we're going to get involved in something. So he took a couple of the guys, he set the whole dive up real quick to recover this body. And they showed them diagrams of this dam. And they showed them the tunnels that were in it that had these huge Japanese Caterpillar vehicles. The biggest vehicle, I know you guys know what I'm talking about, these huge things that are in there. And they were like, whatever you do not get inside one of those tunnels. Go down there to the bottom and find that dude. So they were showing these tunnels side by side with these huge vehicles in it. And sure enough, I know the two, see, I heard the story firsthand myself. It sent my they got down there, and sure enough, they got inside one of those things looking for that dude. And they got up in the ceiling of this murky, muddy, dark, nasty one. They could not find their way out. So all you're doing is going across this. You're running out of air. I mean, you're going to die in this tunnel, this huge tunnel. And they found a hole. They came up, and it was a hole. And the first guy went up, and the other guy, they're tied together on a buddy line, and they're going up this thing. And Paul was the name of the SEAL was telling me. He said, I knew I was going to get to the top of that thing, and it was going to be a grate, and it was going to be locked, and we were just going to drown down there. And he said that thing, we're running out of air, we're going up, I'm kicking him in the face with my fins as we're going up this thing. He said it got narrow and narrower as our bottles were clanking off of the side of it, and you're just sitting there going, listening to him tell that story. And he said, I got right to the top, and there was a grate, and I pushed on it, and the damn thing opened. And we walked out. We were on top of the dam, looking down at the guys way below us on reserve air. I mean, they didn't have anything. And
That
Aaron,
makes me sick. Just hearing that story makes me sick.
Aaron was telling him to get back in there and get back down here. And Paul said the whole time he was yelling at us, I had my finger on my scuba thing bleeding off all the air I had left in the tank. He was like, no flipping way I'm going back down to that thing. So, yeah, they're all based off of stories, and SEAL Team is that. They're all based off shit that has happened before. And the submarine lockout, knowing any SEAL, I don't know how well I'd have fared in the torpedo tubes. I guess I'd have done it, but I wouldn't have wanted to.
The fire stick thing, my nephew Gavin bought us a fire stick. We don't know how to use the damn thing, but Terry was telling us that he watches us on his big TV. I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to watch us on our big screen TV.
It's all internet access, and
Well,
that's what we have none of.
Well, that's true.
You gotta have access there
That's
somewhere.
true.
We just burn through all these jetpacks, so.
Pucker factor is the truth. And I was telling Don yesterday, because, you know, Don has done all that shit, and things don't really bother Don very much. And I was like, you have got to understand, I am terribly claustrophobic. So for me, having something over my nose and my mouth, shopping or whatever I'm doing, is not the same experience as it is for you. I mean, I'm dying. I was dying in Walmart today, having a panic attack, sweating, can't breathe. If I could just put it over my mouth, I think I'd be pretty good. But because my nose and my mouth's covered, I'm having a tough time with this shit. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like it, and I'm over it. And I'm about to be one of them people that just says, I ain't going to wear one of them masks no more.
We would sleep in the torpedo room. You're talking about claustrophobic, the torpedo. The president of the UDT SEAL Association in Virginia Beach is Chuck Williams. He was my platoon leading petty officer at one point, and him and Admiral McGuire did that together. He locked into that sub. And a torpedo, I mean, you can reach around it like that. I mean, it's just the immense. And it's very tight in there. And Chuck and him, McGuire, were in there for a long time. They had never done that before. And they didn't know when it was coming. And they didn't know how long they were going to be in there. And you don't have, your air fucks up, the dragger fucks up, and you get caustic. You're in a lot of trouble in there. And he said all of a sudden it just happened. But they were in there for a long time. So when we did it, we did the experimental thing of a torpedo that was hollowed out, and we put all our gear in it, all our rucksacks, all the guns, all the everything to do an operation, and we bolted the top plates down in this big ass long torpedo, and we locked out. And when we were all on the surface ready to go, they shot that torpedo out of the tube, and it went about 50 yards and came right up to the surface. How cool is that? All your gear's right there. All you got to do is open it up and get it all out. And all our gear that was stuffed in that 9, 10, 12-foot torpedo was mashed down into it looked like it'd been in a trash compactor. Everything was smashed, broken. Didn't work. Yeah, that was the beginning and the end of the test torpedo. That was the only time it had been tested, and they went, okay, but this is not going to work. So,
Donko, we're all getting old, honey. I can't remember shit. I don't know. He just told us to watch SEAL Team tonight, and his wife just told him that was last Wednesday. Oh, Lord, we can't find nothing.
there you
Have a nice night. My son is up my ass, refusing to let me finish the live stream. We gotta go anyway. It's 9 o'clock, and I gotta go in there and get that boy and get him in the bed. It's about an hour past his bedtime. Thank you all for the patience. If you don't hear from us for a couple of days, it's because we have no internet whatsoever. But we will try our best to at least see you by Tuesday.
Yeah, on the 18th it all changed.
Yeah.
Video reset. Terry, thank you. I don't know if I got enough juice to even get back on YouTube, but I'll give it hell. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for everything. We appreciate it. Good night.